Welcome back, everyone. Today we are diving into the world of rare and valuable United Kingdom 10 new pence coins. Some of these coins may look ordinary, but depending on the year, mint marks, condition, and rarity, they can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars to collectors. In this video, we'll explore the top 5 most valuable United Kingdom 10 new pence coins, including different conditions such as circulated, brilliant uncirculated, proof, and error varieties. Make sure you stay until the end because one of these rare coins could still be hiding in old collections or coin jars today. Let's get started. First up, the 1968 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin in circulated condition. At first glance, this large copper-nickel coin may seem ordinary, but collectors around the world still search for early decimal British coins because of their historical importance and growing nostalgia value. While most circulated examples are not extremely expensive, certain well-preserved pieces and unusual errors can attract surprising attention at auctions. So in today's video, we'll explore the history, unique features, rarity, collector demand, and current market value of the famous 1968 10 new pence coin in dollars. The 1968 10 new pence coin was introduced during a major transformation in British currency history. Before decimalisation, the United Kingdom used pounds, shillings, and pence, a system that many people considered complicated. In preparation for Decimal Day in 1971, the Royal Mint began issuing new decimal coins several years earlier so the public could become familiar with them. The 10 new pence coin was introduced in 1968 and was equal in value to the old florin coin, or 2 shillings. This coin became one of the first modern decimal coins used in Britain. It featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side and a crowned lion on the reverse. The coin remained in circulation for many years before being replaced by a smaller version in the 1990s. According to coin references, more than 336 million examples were minted in 1968, making it a very common issue overall. One reason collectors enjoy the 1968 10 new pence coin is its classic oversized design. Unlike the smaller 10 pence coins used today, this early version was much larger and heavier. The coin was made from copper nickel, weighed approximately 11.31 grams, and measured 28.5 millimeters in diameter. On the front of the coin, you'll find the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II created by Arnold Machin. Around the portrait appears the Latin inscription identifying the Queen. On the reverse side, designed by Christopher Ironside, there is a crowned lion standing proudly with the words New Pence above the denomination 10. Collectors especially appreciate these coins because they represent the beginning of Britain's decimal era. Even though millions were produced, the historical significance gives them lasting appeal. Now let's talk about rarity and demand in circulated or damaged condition. The truth is that most 1968 10 new pence coins are not considered rare because such a huge number entered circulation. In heavily circulated condition, these coins often show scratches, faded details, edge damage, discoloration, or even corrosion after decades of use. However, collectors still buy circulated examples for historical collections, beginner coin albums, and nostalgia. Many people who grew up in Britain during the late 1960s and 1970s remember using these large decimal coins in daily life. That emotional connection keeps demand alive. Interestingly, unusual error coins or coins with exceptional toning can sometimes attract extra value. Coins with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or dramatic minting mistakes are much scarcer than normal circulated examples. Online collector discussions also show that people frequently discover these coins in old family collections or gardens, adding to their sentimental appeal. Another important point for collectors: never clean old coins. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce collector value significantly. Many experienced coin collectors warn against polishing or scrubbing circulated coins. Oh, what is the 1968 10 new pence coin actually worth today? In ordinary circulated condition, most examples are worth only a small premium over face value. Typical circulated coins generally sell for around 25 cents to $1 depending on wear and eye appeal. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition can sometimes reach around $2 to $5, especially if they have attractive surfaces or strong details. Uncirculated examples graded mint state may sell for several dollars more. Some price guides list certified mint state examples around $3 or higher depending on grade. Now here's where things get exciting for collectors. Rare mint errors or unusual specimens can sell for much more at auction. Although ordinary 1968 10 new pence coins are common, error coins from the decimal era have become increasingly collectible. Auction prices for dramatic mint mistakes can sometimes climb into the hundreds of dollars if the error is genuine and visually impressive. So while your average circulated coin may not make you rich overnight, special examples still have the potential to surprise collectors. If you want to collect 1968 10 new pence coins, Here are a few helpful tips. First, always examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for unusual errors, strong details, or attractive toning. Coins with fewer scratches and less wear are generally more valuable. Second, avoid cleaning the coin. Natural aging and toning are preferred by collectors, while cleaned coins often lose value. Third, store your coins properly in protective holders or coin albums to prevent further damage. Moisture and humidity can affect older copper-nickel coins over time. Fourth, compare your coin with auction listings and collector guides before selling. Market prices can change depending on demand and condition. It represents a major turning point in the United Kingdom's monetary system and circulated condition. Most examples are affordable and accessible for beginner collectors, usually worth a few cents to a few dollars. But exceptional coins, rare errors, and high-grade specimens can attract much stronger auction prices. More importantly, this coin carries history, nostalgia, and collector interest that continue to grow decade after decade, so the next time you come across an old British coin. Next up, the 1969 10 new pence from the United Kingdom. At first glance, this coin may seem ordinary because millions were produced, but collectors still enjoy searching for high-grade examples, unusual errors, and historical pieces from the early decimal era. In this video, we will explore the history of the coin, its unique design features, collector demand, rarity in different conditions, and the current auction market value in US dollars. If you love rare coins, old British currency, or hidden treasure stories, stay tuned because this coin has more history than many people realize. The 1969 10 new pence coin was issued during the United Kingdom's transition to decimal currency. Before decimalization, British money used shillings and pence in a very old system that confused many people. To prepare the public for Decimal Day in 1971, the Royal Mint began issuing decimal coins early. The 10 new pence coin was introduced in 1968 and continued in 1969 as part of this changeover period. These coins circulated alongside the old florin coin because both had the same value. The coin features Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse with the famous portrait designed by Arnold Machin. On the reverse is the crowned lion design created by Christopher Ironside, one of the most recognizable early decimal coin designs in British history. The coin was struck in cupronickel and had a large size compared to modern 10 pence coins. In fact, these original large 10 pence coins were later demonetized in 1993 when a smaller version replaced them. Historical records show that more than 314 million examples were minted in 1969, making it a common coin overall. One of the most interesting things about the 1969 10 new pence coin is its large diameter and classic design. The coin weighs about 11.31 grams and measures 28.5 millimeters across, making it feel much heavier and larger than today's 10 pence pieces. Collectors especially appreciate the crowned lion reverse design because it represents strength and royal symbolism. The detailed lettering 10 new pence reminds collectors of Britain's early decimal currency period. Another unique feature is that these coins were produced before Decimal Day itself, giving them an important place in British monetary history. Some collectors also search for coins with strong strikes, shiny surfaces, or unusual minting errors. While standard examples are common, error coins or coins preserved in nearly perfect mint condition can attract strong interest in auctions. Coins with minimal scratches, bright luster, and sharp details are usually the most desirable. Now let's talk about rarity and collector demand, especially in damaged or circulated condition. Because over 314 million pieces were produced, the 1969 10 new pence is considered a very common coin overall. In heavily circulated or damaged condition, most examples are worth only face value or slightly above it. Coins with scratches, corrosion, edge damage, cleaning marks, or fading detail are generally not rare. Many collectors prefer higher grade coins, so damaged pieces usually sell for very little unless they contain an unusual mint error. However, there is still demand among beginner collectors and history enthusiasts because these coins are connected to the United Kingdom's decimal transition era. Some people also collect them simply because of their vintage appearance and large size. One important tip for collectors is never to clean old coins. Cleaning can destroy the natural surface and lower collector value significantly. Many coin collectors online repeatedly warn that cleaned coins lose much of their appeal in the market. So how much is the 1969 United Kingdom 10 new pence worth today in US dollars? In ordinary circulated fine condition, the coin is usually worth around 50 cents to $2 depending on eye appeal and market demand. Very fine or extra fine examples with less wear may sell for around $2 to $5. Coins in uncirculated mint state condition can sometimes reach $5 to $15, especially if professionally graded or visually attractive. Auction prices become much stronger only for exceptional examples. Rare error varieties, proof strikes, or unusually preserved coins could sell for significantly higher amounts to specialized collectors. Still, most standard 1969 10 new pence coins are considered affordable collector pieces rather than ultra-rare treasures. You may also notice unrealistic online listings asking hundreds or thousands of dollars. Experienced collectors often explain that many of these listings are simply overpriced and do not reflect real market sales. If you want to collect 1969 10 new pence coins, here are a few helpful tips. First, always check the condition carefully. Coins with sharper details and original shine are worth more than worn examples. Look closely at the lion design and Queen Elizabeth portrait for wear. Second, avoid cleaning the coin. Even if the coin looks dirty, cleaning can scratch the surface and reduce its value to collectors. Third, search for unusual mint errors such as off-center strikes or double strikes. While rare, these varieties can command stronger auction prices. Fourth, store the coin properly in protective holders or coin flips to prevent scratches and environmental damage. Finally, compare sold auction prices instead of just looking at expensive online listings. Real auction results give a much more accurate idea of market value. The 1969 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin may not be the rarest British coin ever made, but it remains an important and collectible piece of decimal currency history. Its connection to Britain's transition into the decimal system, combined with its large size and classic crowned lion design, makes it a favorite among many collectors. Although most circulated examples are only worth a few dollars, higher grade pieces and unusual varieties can still attract collector attention at auctions. For new collectors, this coin is an affordable way to own a genuine piece of British monetary history. Next up, the 1971 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin in very fine condition. At first glance, this large old-style 10p may seem like ordinary pocket change, but many collectors still search for these coins because they represent an important moment in British currency history. In this video, we'll explore the background of the 1971 10 new pence, its design, rarity, collector demand, and most importantly, how much this coin can sell for at auction in US dollars today. The 1971 10 new pence coin was introduced during the United Kingdom's transition to decimal currency. Before decimalization, Britain used the complicated pounds, shillings, and pence system. But on decimal day in 1971, the country officially switched to the modern decimal system we know today. Interestingly, the 10 new pence coin had already started circulating in 1968, so people could get used to the new money system before the official change. The 1971 version became one of the first major decimal coins used widely across the UK. These coins were produced at the Royal Mint in Llantrysant, Wales, and millions entered circulation during that historic period. According to numismatic references, more than 63 million examples of the 1971 10 new pence were minted. The coin remained in circulation for many years until the smaller modern 10p replaced it in the early 1990s. Because of this, older large-format 10 new pence coins are now nostalgic pieces of British monetary history. The 1971 10 new pence coin has several features that make it instantly recognizable to collectors. The obverse side displays a youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin. Around the portrait are the traditional royal inscriptions. On the reverse side, the coin features the crowned lion standing atop the crown of St. Edward, a design created by Christopher Ironside. The words 10 new pence appear below the lion. During the early decimal years, the phrase new pence was used to help people distinguish decimal coins from the old pre-decimal system. The coin was struck in cupronickel and has a large size compared to today's smaller British 10p coins. It weighs approximately 11.31 grams and measures 28.5 millimeters in diameter. A coin graded in very fine condition usually shows moderate wear from circulation, but most details remain visible. The lion design, lettering, and the Queen's portrait are still sharp enough to attract collectors who want affordable historical coins without paying premium uncirculated prices. Now let's talk about rarity. The standard 1971 10 new pence is not considered extremely rare because millions were produced. However, collector demand still exists because it represents the first official year of Britain's decimal coinage. Coins in damaged condition usually have lower value, especially if they contain scratches, corrosion, cleaning marks, or edge damage. A heavily damaged example may only be worth its face value or a small collector premium. Still, collectors sometimes buy worn or damaged pieces for historical collections, bulk coin lots, or date sets. What truly increases demand is condition. A very fine example with natural toning and minimal damage can attract much stronger interest than a heavily worn coin. Some collectors specifically seek original circulated coins because they show real history and circulation from the early decimal era. Online coin communities often point out that ordinary circulated examples are common, while higher grade pieces are harder to find. So, How much is a 1971 United Kingdom 10 new pence worth today in very fine condition? Most circulated examples typically sell for modest amounts because of the high mintage numbers. Current coin value guides suggest ordinary circulated pieces are usually worth under a few dollars, while higher quality uncirculated coins can sell for more. In very fine condition, a typical 1971 10 new pence coin may sell for around $1 to $4 depending on eye appeal, luster, and market demand. If the coin has exceptional preservation, attractive toning, or is part of a graded collection, auction prices may rise slightly higher. Uncirculated mint state examples can sometimes sell for $10 or more, especially if certified by professional grading companies. Proof examples made for collectors are usually worth more than ordinary circulation strikes. However, collectors should be careful when looking online because many sellers advertise ordinary coins as rare with unrealistic prices. Experienced collectors frequently warn that high asking prices do not always reflect real market value. If you want to collect the 1971 10 new pence coin, there are several important tips to remember. First, always examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for strong details in the lion design and the Queen's portrait. Coins with less wear usually command better prices. Second, avoid cleaning old coins. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce collector value dramatically. Natural aging and toning are preferred by most numismatists. Third, consider storing the coin in protective holders or capsules to prevent scratches and environmental damage. Even affordable coins deserve proper care if you want to maintain their condition over time. Another smart tip is to compare completed auction sales rather than active listings. Many online sellers list common coins for extremely high prices, but actual sold values are usually much lower. Finally, learn about varieties and minting errors. While ordinary 1971 10 new pence coins are common, rare errors and unusual striking mistakes can sometimes bring significant premiums at auction. The 1971 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin is an important piece of British decimal history. Although it is not one of the rarest UK coins ever made, collectors still appreciate it because it marked the beginning of a new monetary era in Britain. Its large size, classic crowned lion design, and historical importance continue to attract interest from coin enthusiasts around the world. And in very fine condition, these coins usually sell for only a few dollars, but well-preserved examples can still perform nicely in the collector market. Whether you found one in an old collection, inherited it from family, or discovered it in a coin shop, the 1971 10 new pence remains a fascinating reminder of the United Kingdom's transition into decimal currency. Next up, the United Kingdom 1976 10 new pence coin in fine condition. At first glance, this coin may seem ordinary because millions were produced, but collectors still enjoy hunting for well-preserved examples, unusual errors, and coins with historical significance. In this video, we'll explore the history behind the coin, its unique design features, collector demand, rarity and damage condition, and the current market value in dollars. If you enjoy coin collecting or want to know whether your old pocket change could be worth money, stay tuned until the end. The United Kingdom introduced the new pence decimal coins in 1968 as part of the country's transition from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system into decimal currency. The 10 new pence coin was one of the larger decimal coins introduced before decimal day officially arrived in 1971. By 1976, the coin had already become a familiar part of everyday British life. The 1976 10 new pence coin featured Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side with the famous portrait designed by Arnold Machin. On the reverse, the coin displayed a crowned lion, a symbol connected with England and the royal arms. The design was created by Christopher Ironside, whose artwork appeared on several early decimal coins of the United Kingdom. This coin was struck in copper nickel, weighed approximately 11.31 grams, and measured around 28.5 millimeters in diameter. It was a fairly large and heavy coin compared with today's smaller British 10 pence coins. According to numismatic references, more than 228 million examples were minted in 1976, making it a common circulation issue rather than a rare date. One of the most recognizable features of the 1976 10 new pence coin is the classic new pence wording on the reverse. These early decimal coins carried the new pence inscription before later British coins changed to simply pence. The crowned lion design gives the coin a bold appearance and represents British heritage and royal symbolism. Another attractive feature is the large size of the original 10 new pence series. Many collectors enjoy these older pieces because they feel heavier and more substantial than modern circulating coins. The milled edge and copper nickel composition also help the coin resist wear better than bronze coins from the same era. Collectors also pay attention to the condition of the Queen Elizabeth II portrait. In fine condition, the major details of the Queen's portrait and the lion design remain visible, although moderate wear is expected. Coins with fewer scratches, stronger lettering, and cleaner surfaces are always more desirable. Now let's talk about rarity and collector demand. The 1976 10 new pence coin is generally considered a common coin because of its very high mintage. Most circulated examples are worth only a small amount above face value. However, collectors still search for coins in exceptional condition or with unusual minting errors. Interestingly, even damaged coins can attract beginner collectors if they have unusual features such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks. Rust-like discoloration, scratches, dents, or environmental damage usually reduce the coin's value significantly, but some collectors still buy damaged examples cheaply to complete date collections. Online collector communities often remind new collectors that many ordinary new pence coins are common despite exaggerated prices sometimes seen on internet marketplaces. Experienced collectors recommend focusing on genuine rarity, strong condition, and authenticated error varieties instead of unrealistic online listings. For the 1976 10 new pence specifically, damaged examples normally have little premium value unless they contain a dramatic minting error. Still, older British decimal coins continue gaining nostalgic interest from collectors who remember using them in circulation decades ago. So how much is a 1976 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin worth today in fine condition? Most standard circulated examples in fine condition are generally valued at only a few cents to around $1, depending on eye appeal and collector demand. Professional price guides show that ordinary circulated examples are extremely common. Uncirculated examples can sell for higher amounts. Certified mint state coins have been listed around $2 to $5 depending on grade and auction demand. Proof examples made for collectors may reach even higher prices, especially if preserved in original sets. If a rare mint error is discovered on a 1976 10 new pence coin, the value could increase dramatically. Error collectors sometimes pay tens or even hundreds of dollars for dramatic striking mistakes. However, ordinary worn coins found in circulation usually remain inexpensive collector pieces rather than high-value rarities. If you want to collect British 10 new pence coins, there are a few important tips to remember. First, never clean your coins. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce collector value significantly. Many experienced collectors strongly advise against polishing or scrubbing old coins. Second, pay close attention to condition. Coins with sharp details, fewer scratches, and natural surfaces are always more desirable than heavily worn examples. Using coin holders or albums can help protect your collection from damage. Third, research mint errors carefully. Some online sellers advertise ordinary coins as rare treasures with unrealistic prices. Always compare completed auction sales and trusted coin references before buying expensive coins. Finally, if you believe you have a rare variety or error coin, consider having it examined by a professional grading service or experienced coin dealer. Authentication can make a huge difference in auction value and collector confidence. The 1976 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin may not be one of the rarest British coins ever made, but it still holds an important place in the history of decimal currency. With its classic crowned lion design, connection to Queen Elizabeth II, and nostalgic appeal, this coin remains popular among collectors of modern British coinage in fine condition. The coin is affordable and easy to collect, making it a great starting point for beginners. While most examples are worth only small amounts in dollars, special mint state pieces and rare error coins can command much stronger prices at auction. Next up, the 1976 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin. But this is not just an ordinary example. We are focusing on the rusty or heavily damaged condition version of the coin and discussing whether such pieces still hold collector interest and auction value in dollars. Many people believe damaged coins are worthless, but in the world of numismatics, even worn and rusty coins can attract attention when they have history, age, or unusual features attached to them. So stay tuned as we explore the history, design, rarity, collector demand, and current market value of the 1976 10 new pence coin. The United Kingdom introduced decimal currency in 1971 during Decimal Day, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence system with a simpler decimal structure. The 10 new pence coin became one of the major coins used during this transition period. The 1976 issue was produced during the reign of Elizabeth II and featured the famous portrait designed by Arnold Machin. On the reverse side, the coin displayed part of the royal coat of arms featuring a crowned lion, designed by Christopher Ironside. The 1976 10 new pence was struck in cupronickel and had a large size compared to the modern smaller 10 pence coins used today. According to British coin references, the Royal Mint produced more than 228 million examples in 1976, making it a common circulation coin during that era. Although millions were minted, many coins disappeared from circulation over time due to wear, damage, loss, or melting. Finding examples today in collectible condition is becoming harder, especially pieces with unusual toning, minting errors, or historical significance. The 1976 10 new pence coin has several features that make it recognizable among British decimal coins. The obverse shows Queen Elizabeth II facing right while wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the portrait are the Latin inscriptions identifying the Queen. On the reverse side, collectors can see the crowned lion passant, representing England's royal heritage. The words new pence appear above the lion with the denomination 10 below. The coin weighs approximately 11.31 grams and measures 28.5 millimeters in diameter. One interesting point is that the large size and cupronickel composition made these coins durable, but many examples developed environmental damage over decades. Rust-like staining, dark corrosion, scratches, and edge damage are common among coins stored improperly in humid environments. Technically, cupronickel does not rust like iron, but collectors often describe heavily corroded or discolored pieces as rusty condition. Despite the damage, some collectors still keep these coins because they represent an important period in British decimal currency history. Now comes the big question. Is the 1976 10 new pence coin rare in rusty or damaged condition? The simple answer is no. The regular 1976 issue is not considered rare because of its extremely high mintage. Over 228 million coins were struck, which means circulated examples are still relatively common today. However, collector demand changes depending on condition and special characteristics. A heavily rusty, corroded, or damaged coin usually carries only sentimental or educational value. Most collectors prefer coins in very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated grades. In fact, many online collector discussions warn that damaged coins often lose most of their numismatic value. That said, there are exceptions. If a damaged 1976 10 new pence coin contains a minting error, unusual strike, off-center design, clipped planchet, or dramatic toning, collectors may still pay attention. Error coins can attract strong auction bids even when circulated. Coins connected to unique stories or old historical collections can also gain extra interest. Another reason some people search for these coins is because internet sellers sometimes advertise ordinary coins at unrealistic prices. Experienced collectors usually advise checking completed auction sales instead of asking prices online. Many circulated British decimal coins are worth only face value unless they possess a genuine rarity or error. Let's talk about auction value and realistic prices in US dollars. In normal circulated or rusty condition, the 1976 10 new pence coin generally sells for only a few cents up to around $1. Very damaged examples with corrosion or environmental wear may have almost no premium above face value. According to modern coin price guides, uncirculated examples can sell for around $2 to $5 depending on grade, while proof versions may reach slightly higher values. For rusty or heavily worn coins, collectors typically value them in these approximate ranges: damaged or rusty condition, around 10 cents to $1 average circulated condition, around $1 to $3 brilliant uncirculated examples, around $4 to $10 rare mint error examples, potentially $20, $50, or much higher depending on rarity and demand auction. First, never clean the coin aggressively. Cleaning can scratch the surface and reduce collector interest. Many experienced collectors recommend leaving old coins in their natural condition rather than polishing them. Second, examine the coin carefully for errors or unusual features. Look for off-center strikes, doubled letters, clipped edges, or strange metal coloring. Sometimes a damaged coin hides a valuable minting mistake. Third, store coins properly in dry holders, coin flips, or albums to prevent additional corrosion and environmental damage. Moisture is one of the biggest enemies of old coins. Finally, compare your coin with trusted auction records and professional coin catalogs instead of relying on exaggerated online listings. Some sellers ask hundreds or thousands of dollars for common coins, but actual sold prices are often much lower. The 1976 United Kingdom 10 new pence coin is a fascinating reminder of Britain's decimal currency transition during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. While the coin itself is common due for coin hunters and collectors, the fun is often not just about the money but also about discovering history hidden in everyday pocket change. So before throwing away that old 10 new pence coin, take a closer look. You might uncover an interesting collectible piece from Britain's decimal era. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more rare coin stories and auction value updates. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.